all they give a about is if the student gets a better score. And they're not paying for sessions, they're paying for results. These numbers don't work. They're too low. Holy shit. You need to turn this off, dude. Holy shit. Look what you're doing. Are you crazy? You're testing too much at once. Calm the down, test one thing at once. Use these 3 pillars up here that I gave you. Your pillars were horrible. That's what makes you special. That's what makes you different. Like, show them that like you're the man.
My name is Jared Wynn. So my business right now is I tutor one-on-one and group tutoring for high school mathematics and SAT tutoring. So I just started that about a month ago. So November 1st was actually my first, the first day I started running ads for it. That's what I do right now. In college, I was actually one of the lead tutors for San Jose State University. And back then I was doing I had a reselling business for, I was selling phones and stuff like that. So I thought that's what I wanted to do. So I never really took it farther, but I had people always, they try to come to me after sessions. They're like, hey, can you tutor me, personally, or can you tutor me, my friends? And back then, right, I had one mission, and that mission was to focus on the electronics. So I never went farther with that. But recently, since I graduated college, I kind of had an itch for it. I was like, I miss tutoring, and I also miss being my own boss. So that's why I restarted it, and I wanted to make it so that I now, instead of making minimum wage, doing tutoring, that I can keep everything and then eventually hire out my own people as well.
What's up, dude? What's up, man? How you been? Where'd you fly from?
San Jose, bro.
What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. How you been since you left?
I've been hustling, man.
Yeah,
I've been hustling.
Glad to hear it, bro. Yeah, so, I just want you to get out of this session what you want to get out of it. I'm super glad you came. So, yeah, I'll just try to go through and give you as much insight as possible. I think the good part is you understand the sales portion pretty well. So I don't think we have to spend a ton on that because you did sales. So we'll just kind of go A to Z, and then any questions you have, etc., just get out of it what you want, because this is for you, it's not for me. I'll try to obviously steer it where I think it needs to go, but end of the day, as long as you leave and you're like, hey, I got what I wanted, then great.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
So
thank you, man.
I think from what I remember is you're doing the tutoring stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you're doing the tutoring stuff, and it's like SAT
and high school mathematics.
Okay, so SAT and mathematics. So the avatar is gonna be the parents.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so we're going after parents. The SAT I like a lot because there's a lot of pressure on that, and there's a lot of reason for kids to want to do good on that. It also is kind of an end date. The only thing that kind of sucks with that, obviously, is it's not recurring.
Yeah.
If you're doing something in math, it's like, hey, I'm helping your child, that could be a little bit more recurring. So let's just start where you're at. Have you made any sales yet? Have you tried to make sales? Let's walk through that.
Yeah, so right now I've had 3 people buy packages. One of them is not an SAT though. So the one that is an SAT, he's paid me his kid paid me $600.
The kid or the parent?
Oh, sorry, the parent paid $600 for a package.
Okay.
And that's for a month of 2 groups and then 1 one-on-ones.
But what's a group look
so
like?
A group is anywhere between 4 to 5 students. However, I haven't gotten to there yet. So right now I'm basically giving one-on-ones for the price of a group.
Are you doing this in person or is it online?
No, it's online.
It's online.
It's online.
Okay, and then have you figured out any type of price points?
Yeah, so right now for a one-off group session, it's $50.
It's too low, man. That's very low.
For a group, and then for
50 for group?
For group, yeah. And the thing with that is my goal with that is to get at least 5 to 8 kids in a group and then hire a tutor. They work with me, and then I have I'll hire a tutor I'll hire a tutor to teach that class essentially.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's online.
Right. Yep. Right now it's online.
So $50 per person per group. I just want to make sure I get the pricing down. So it's per week or per session.
That's
how many
per
sessions
session.
Is it? How many sessions are there?
Okay, so right now I sell packages of 5 or 10, right? Just because.
So if they're gonna do this, they have to buy 5 to 10.
If they buy 5 to 10, then they get a little bit of a discount.
Right, but I just need to know what you're allowing. Do they have to buy 5 to 10? Do they buy one at a time? Can they do whatever they want?
They can pretty much do whatever they want right now, just because I don't have the students that I need at the moment.
All right. So then, but what does that mean? You don't have the students you need, to have a group?
I don't have I've been trying to build this up, but right now I only have 3 students.
Okay. So $50 a pop per group. What is it for one-to-one?
For one-to-one, I charge $100 a session.
Okay. So All right. So, I mean, anything else you like want to add to that before we delve in, like price wise? You've got 3 students. What have you made from the students? You got this one that's like it's for a month. They get group and 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Okay, how much group?
What do you mean?
Like $600. What have they gotten?
So they get 3 sessions a week. 2 of them are group, and then 1 of them is a one-on-one.
Okay.
And then I have another student that she's paying in. She's actually a college student.
Okay.
She's paying me $100 a session, but she got a discount. So for 5 sessions, she's paying $400.
Okay, so 5 sessions.
Yeah, 5
Okay.
sessions.
And then what's the other one?
This is my issue right now is that right now at the moment it's hard for me. It's been hard for me to get people to pay me that much. So right now I sold that lady 10 sessions for $50 a pop. So she's doing $500 for 10 sessions.
Okay.
But the only reason why I did that is because she's really good for referral bonuses. Like she's gonna get me a lot of students.
Okay, so where are you getting this clients from right now?
That first one is from organic marketing, just like, DMing every person that I had on that I follow on Instagram. The second one is from paid ads.
You ran ads?
Yeah, I ran ads. And then the third one is also from an ad as well.
Okay, so this was like just cold outreach or
Yeah.
people who follow you?
So I was just
Cold outreach or people who follow you?
no. So this is people who I follow on Instagram. So
You follow or they follow you?
Both.
You gotta be
It's
very
mutual.
okay. You gotta be super clear, bro, because I'm gonna give you different advice based on stuff.
Okay.
What did you do with that? So you said you ran paid ads. Like, how did you run paid ads?
Okay. So the first I have right now 3 ways of running ads. The first one was a lead magnet that I
Like,
basically
but you're running it through Ads Manager.
Facebook
Okay.
So-
What's the objective you're using?
for website leads. So
Okay, but like when you go to the campaign level, are you choosing leads? Are you choosing engagement?
Yeah,
Are you
leads.
choosing sales? Okay, so you're choosing leads. Okay, keep going.
Yep. So for the one that paid me 5 sessions, I created a SAT cheat sheet form, like all 23 essential formulas you need for the SAT math. And then I basically did what I did when I worked for you. I called that list, right, and I set them up for calls and stuff like that.
Do you have a funnel?
Yeah, so I have my funnel is that I land on my landing page, they put in their email and their phone number, and then I have an email sequence that follows up with them for 5 days, and then
Okay. Do you have a VSL or what's after the landing
I
page?
do have a VSL.
Okay. Then what? And then a call. Then it's a book to a call.
Yeah, if they
Okay. So you're running it straight to the page. Okay. How did you figure out how to set that all up? I didn't know you knew that stuff. You know how to do that?
YouTube.
Okay. Well, there you go then. Okay, so you figured that all out. What are you running it through? Go high level?
Yeah.
ClickFunnels? Okay. All right. So go high level. Okay. And then you have an email sequence. Do you get the phone number or just email?
I get the phone number as well.
Okay.
Really low pickup rates on that. I think it's because I'm calling directly from my number on high level.
It's all right. It's not a huge deal. What do you expect the pickup rate to be? It's only going to be 10 to 20% max.
I feel like it's less than that.
Okay. Who are you targeting? The kids or the parents?
Parents. So
Okay. So the people, I just want to be clear, the people paying you here, was it the parents or the students?
It's the parents.
All the parents?
All the parents, yeah.
Okay. So how much did you spend on the ads so far, and how much have you made? You made
Yeah,
this.
so I'm
Did
breaking
you get,
even
Did you
right
get
now.
did you get paid up front or no?
Yes. For all these guys, they pay up front.
Okay, they paid up front. Okay, so the issue is like this is too cheap.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Can't run ads if you're gonna charge that.
Yeah.
That's why most people can't win. So why aren't you charging more? Because that's all they could do.
Pretty much.
Okay. So you broke even. Okay. So is there anything else I need to know? Like, is there anything else that's like missing? We got the pricing, we got your calls, you started running ads, you've been doing it for about a month. You're running a lead magnet. This is a cheat sheet that's got what? You said 23 something?
23 formulas that the SAT doesn't give them. And then the other way I get leads as well. So one of them is newer, one of them is brand new. I set that up before. I'm hosting a masterclass. So I'm going to be running a 2-hour long masterclass
For what? Masterclass for who?
for the students. So
Hold on. Why are you running a masterclass for these students?
just new students, just like I put on Facebook, it's like, hey, I am running a 2-hour long SAT masterclass for free.
Okay.
Right? Put in your phone number, your email, and the goal of that is that to have my free stuff to be super good so that they want to work with me in the future.
Right, but I don't understand how you're running. You gotta be more clear with your verbiage. You said you're running it for your client, for the students. When you say students, I'm assuming clients. When you say students, you mean people who are not clients, who are students, right?
Yeah. So, but I'm targeting the parents, right? So the parents are signing up their kids.
So the parents put in their info or the kids' info?
No, the parents put in their info.
Okay. So you need to talk directly to the parents.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking to the kids is no good.
Yes.
Because the kids have no money. Okay. You need to also sell a result. Okay. So what, so first off, I'm assuming you got on these sales calls. They didn't have enough money. Did you do the price drop stuff that we've taught you? Is that how you got it?
Yeah. So
Okay. So you just took what they could give you.
pretty much.
Okay. Now, the good news is hopefully what you're learning, now that you're the business owner, is you're seeing why that's important, because if you hadn't done that, you would have lost money. So at the very least, you haven't made any money, but at least you're seeing what's working, what's not working, okay? Do you have your ad numbers?
Yeah.
How much have you spent? What's the lead cost, the app cost? Do you have all that?
Yeah. So that's just one of my lead sources. My other lead source, I have like a $19 voucher that they can use to get. That's how I got. I have a fourth student that's like that comes in and out because she's broke. But I have a voucher where it's like you get your first session for like half off.
I mean, would you be able to log into your stuff so I can see what you're doing after this? Okay, so let's start with the numbers and then we can look at it. So what did you spend on ads?
$811.
Okay, how much per day are you doing? It's like $30 a day, $20 a day.
It's on average $30 a day.
Okay, 30 a day. What's your CTR?
About 2%.
Okay. All right. What's your lead cost?
It depends on the funnel I'm using, but for the SAT cheat sheet, it's pretty low at $1.68.
Okay.
The voucher is pretty high. It's like $16.
Okay. All right. Application?
Not good. For the lead mag was like $81.
Okay. It's not bad, dude. Okay. What's the other one?
For the voucher it's a little bit different. I didn't really like that one. Is just kind of like they call me so that we can redeem the voucher.
Okay,
and then
so you don't know.
No, I don't know for that one.
All right, and then we got sales. Your sales is around like, let's say $400. Okay.
Yeah, sounds right.
All right. So the biggest issue so far that I see is, first thing is there a reason you're already running ads when you haven't really even gotten like your organic moving? Like, why are you running ads so quickly?
Because in my brain, I can understand where my efforts are with ads. So it's like I know like for every dollar I put in, I know how much I'm getting out of it.
True, but it's like you basically right now you're doing free work, right? So this is you're getting clients, but you're doing free work, right? You're not making any money, right? So that's basically a wash. But now you have 2 clients you have to do classes for, right? So again, like what I'm asking is like, why are you not doing this first? I just want to understand. I heard what you just said, but like basically imagine if you were just doing free work. That's kind of what you're doing right now. So like, is there a reason you don't want to do this first?
I did pretty much DM'd.
Which was what?
Texting everyone I knew, DMing everyone I followed.
Everyone you follow or everyone who follows you?
Sorry, yeah, you're right. Everyone that follows.
Okay, so you just hit your warm leads and then that was it. And then after that, you're like, I'm gonna run ads, right?
I try to do both at the same time.
Okay, did you think to go into like SAT prep groups?
I did.
And?
So the Facebook groups were the reason why I decided to run ads is because number one, the Facebook SAT groups were really saturated and a lot of my posts were getting kicked out. And
what were your posts? Like, what would you say?
I would just pretty much advertise what I was saying on my ads. Like, it's like I run SAT group.
I know, but so the big thing is you have to look at the rules of the group. Were you looking at the rules?
Yeah, so the ones where they say I can't solicit any business, I stay away from anyway. But the ones that they do say that, I'm still pretty much getting the same results. And then a strategy
meaning what? Like when you say the same results, like you got kicked out, people don't respond, they do respond, but they don't answer.
Kicked out for the most part. Yeah. Okay.
All right. And then what? What else were you gonna say?
Yeah. So then I would pretty much I spent a few weeks in my spare time going through because people also put down there that they're looking for tutoring as well, right? So I would go and I would like to comment, I would comment on their page, I would DM them, and my issue with that was that I either had people like they're looking
people in the group were saying that they needed help.
Yeah, like people
and you messaged them. Okay.
Yes, and I messaged those guys.
Okay.
And I varying degrees of the success there. Some I never got a sale from it though.
So I'm gonna probably have you hop on my computer and we're gonna have to go through some stuff. What is your pitch? Like, what's your pillars? What's your pitch?
So the first one is like other SAT prep companies, other tutoring companies. What they do is they only focus on one aspect of tutoring. They only focus on group, or they only focus on one-on-one, which is pretty much true. My pitch there is that you'll be doing both in a bundle so that you're going to be getting the benefits of both study methods so that you're able to get into a better college, and you'll be able to, increase your scores.
Okay, so, I mean, all right, finish your thing. So one-on-one group, go to the next two.
And then the second one's personalized support, in which, other places, they don't give you support after hours. With us, as long as you give us a 24-hour window, we'll send you detailed support.
Okay, and then what?
Lifetime access and opportunity. So basically saying that, you have lifetime access to all of our resources that we give you, as well as any other paper resources that we have.
Okay, so I don't like any of those.
Okay.
Because they don't actually hit on anything that people give a shit about. If I'm talking to the parent, what does the parent want? What's the outcome of someone doing well on the SAT? Why do people want to do well on the SAT?
To get into a better college.
Get into a better college. Okay, so no one gives a shit about one-to-one or group. No one gives a shit about the level of support. And no one definitely gives a shit about lifetime access. What they care is if they're going to get into a better college. Okay, so what we need to be thinking about is what can you offer that will guarantee they'll get in a better college, or can you guarantee that? Like what they're after here is results. So can you guarantee results? Like, I don't know if you can. If you work with the student, can you guarantee that they're going to get at least X score on their SAT? Or could you guarantee that they'll be able to get into X amount of colleges? What outcome can you actually get them or say that would be different? And if you can't, that's fine, but I need to know that. Yeah. What they care about is either the score on the SAT they're gonna get or the colleges that they're gonna get access to. Like, are you able to say, hey, if I work with your student and they finish everything, then they'll get at least this score or something like that?
Yeah, so the two students I've already worked with, they've already increased their score by 100 points.
But how do you know that? Off a practice test?
Yeah, off a practice test. So I do a diagnostic test before.
Right, see where they're at.
Yeah, see where they're at. And then I do a diagnostic test after.
Okay.
And two of the students
what is a good score? Meaning, so what we have to figure out is really the thing that you're trying to control is the score, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so no one gives a shit about the other stuff. No one cares. So what we have to figure out is what's the number that you can promise them and that's going to be worth it for people to pay you a lot of money. So I'm asking you, if I'm a parent on the phone and I'm talking to you, how much more does the score need to increase? I know that depends on where the kid starts, but is 100 points worth them to pay you $3,000? Is a 200 points worth it? Is 300 points worth it? How much does it have to go up for them to be like, oh, do you know?
It needs to be at least above a 700 score on the math portion.
Okay, so what's the number that you could promise that people would be like, holy f***, it's gonna go up this much?
100 points.
100 points. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna say something like, your child will increase their test by at least 100 points, or I'll work with them until they do. Something like that, right? Because that's the outcome they want. Is there anything else that people like? Because what I'm trying to get you to understand is one, you're not charging enough money, and we're gonna need to look at that. First, I don't think you should be running ads, probably.
Okay.
Because you have nothing to prove that you can actually even get the ads to work. Two, even if you are gonna run ads, this is not, that was pointless. It's like, oh, I give better support and I answer really fast and you get lifetime access. Who the cares if they have lifetime access to SAT tests? Nobody. This is what they care about. Results. What else could we throw in here that might be better? Is there anything you do that's different? Remember, most SAT companies and what I do. Is this something, I don't know what this is. What is this 23 formula thing?
Those are formulas that you need to know for the SAT, and if you don't know it, then you already guaranteed to not score higher than 600.
So, do other companies use these formulas, yes or no?
I believe that they do. I honestly don't know. But I'm assuming that they do.
Okay, so why is this a cheat sheet you have? What made you think to put that out there?
I just needed to figure out a way to collect emails and phones.
I know, but you gotta think deeper than that, dude. You're so shallow. Why was that something you even thought of putting out there? Is it because a lot of people don't know what those formulas are?
Yeah. So the client that I worked with, he was telling me, I don't even know what formulas I need to solve these. So that's why I made it.
Okay, so you call it something like this, okay? So what you're gonna do is you go, okay, so the first thing is that most people, they only do group or they only do one-to-one, okay? I find that it's helpful for both because when you're in the one-to-one, you get this, the group is also here. Plus, keep in mind, we're gonna have a 24-hour turnaround on support. Some companies, it takes forever, okay? So that's number one. It's just the level of support and the coaching is gonna be the best of both worlds and at the highest level, okay? Number two is I'm gonna give you what I call the 23 secrets. Most people who go on a test don't know all the formulas that you need to know for the SAT. There's 23 formulas I've identified that most companies don't teach or either people don't know about. And I'm gonna walk you through those 23 formulas, which is gonna help you raise your score. And number three, which is the most important part, is I'm all about results. So I'm gonna guarantee that your child increases their score by at least 100 points or I'll work with them until they do. Now, how long is your program?
6 weeks.
Okay, so do you feel comfortable with a promise like that? Do you feel comfortable to say something you'll work with them until they do? Or are you like, that's gonna overload you and stuff like that?
You know, my first instinct is to say yes, I can do that, but it's like I've never experienced it before yet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you got to understand, like the thing you weren't thinking about, Jared, and you got to start thinking more as a business owner is like, like if I'm a parent and you're talking to me on the phone, all I care about at the end of the day is, can this kid actually get my kid a better score? So if you could promise that, hey, your kid will get a better score, or I'll refund you, or I'll give it back, that's gonna make it a hell of a lot easier for them to buy from you, right? In fact, that actually leads me to your third pillar. This pillar is way better. Call it Robin Hood. Okay, so think of it this way. So instead of talking about the sport, here's what we're gonna do. So pillar number one is what I call Robin Hood. So here's the deal. If your son or daughter takes the SAT and they get a score, what's going to happen is you're going to have to pay a lot more money to the colleges. Does that make sense? Right? Yeah. Think about it. Is that right?
No, that's right.
So you're going to go, so the reason people hire me is because I'm going to get them a much better score. You're going to save tens of thousands of dollars on college, because when their score's better, they're going to get into more schools. They're going to have more opportunities for scholarships. And that money that you pay me is gonna save you tens of thousands of dollars. Does that make sense? Like that, because dude, honestly, like that's the other way you're gonna get them to pay you a lot of money, right? Because isn't that true what I said? Is that accurate? If you make, okay, right. so you're gonna be like, so people call me Robin Hood, because I'm gonna save you so much money because your child's gonna get such a better score that the money you pay me will be a fraction of the cost you're gonna save in their enrollment fees. Does that make sense? Like I would talk about that versus like the level of support. Like who gives a about the level of support? They just want the result, and you gotta get them to see it. So you're like, now pillar number two is what I call the 23 secrets. The reason that the students who work with me get such great results is because I show them formulas that most people don't know about, etc. That's why their grades go up so much. And then number three is what I call, like you call it 100 points, right? So you'd be like, you could like just what you name it. You're like, I call it number three pillar is what I call 100 points. So what I'd probably do is like switch these. You probably just keep that in the support. I don't think we need to do that. So what you need to do on the call, again, is like, what most people do is it's just group or one-to-one. That doesn't really work well because of this and this. I do one-to-one in group and 24-hour turnaround, okay? Number two is I give you what's called the 23 secrets. Now, most people out there, they don't actually know what these formulas are, or the students don't, and so they don't do very well on the test. I'm actually gonna break down these formulas for you, that's where your child's gonna get better scores, okay? And then number three is what I call 100 points. Here's the deal. You don't have to pay me. You could walk away from this call today and not pay me any money, but the thing is when your student goes out and gets the score, you're gonna have to pay way more money to the colleges for enrollment because you're not gonna get any scholarship offers, no grants, no whatever. And so I want you to understand that I guarantee that they'll get at least 100 points better, or I'll work with them until they do, okay? That is way more compelling than what you were doing before. And then I'd roll into this that they're gonna save money. Why? Because when you chart, if you say, hey, it's $3 or $4 grand, and they're like, oh, it's a lot. It's like, yeah, well, you can either pay me or pay the colleges 200 G's.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, your pillars were horrible. That's what makes you special. That's what makes you different, okay? So do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you have any other questions about the sales process that we need to go through?
Yeah, so number three, the 100 points thing, right? It's like, that's great for like kids who are still like they're like hovering at like a less than optimal score. Like,
then say a percentage. Can you say a percentage? I don't care what it is. I just need you to understand, all they give a about is if the student gets a better score. So you got to convince them that you're going to get them that. So the easiest way to convince them is you're like, I will guarantee that they hit that. Now, if you can't, we'll say something else. And what we have to do is we'll have to say something about something like this. This is a method you have, right? So we talk more about a method, right? But if you can guarantee that, you're like, look, all the other companies out there, they're not going to guarantee you results. Why? Because they just don't know. I'm so confident in what I'm going to teach your student that they will get at least 100 points better minimum, or I'll work with them until they do, right? Now, you have to say a number you know you could probably hit, or you have to say a percentage. Now, you can obviously say, now look, it could be higher for sure, and that's the goal, but I want you to be rest assured that this money you pay me will not go to waste. They're definitely at least going to hit that. So, I mean, you tell me though, I don't know what a good number is.
No, 100 points, that's a great number.
Okay, so are you cool with that number?
Yeah, I'm cool with that number.
Okay, so what other questions do you have then?
On that, nothing.
You good? Okay. So when you pitch, that's what you need to pitch. Why? Because you can't run ads and get those numbers. You have to get $3 grand, $4 grand, $2 grand. You got to get more money. This is not enough money. And dude, that's crazy because you're a commodity. You're paying per session. They're not paying for sessions. They're paying for results. Okay? You're not paying for sessions. These numbers don't work. These are too low. Why are they too low? Because we just did the math. $800, $900, you're broke. Doesn't work. It's never gonna work. That's too low and it's not worth your time. Then what's gonna happen is you're gonna start getting all these clients. You can't hire anyone, and then you're not gonna be able to run ads anymore because you're too overfull of clients.
Right.
This at least is taking 2 hours a day, plus this is 2 hours a week, plus another, like that's 3 hours a week already.
Yeah.
So if you keep that pace, eventually you're gonna be okay, so that's the biggest thing. We got to raise your price. I don't know what a good cost is, but to me, if a parent's able to pay $3 to $4 grand, or even $1,500 or something, like it makes sense to me. It's like, do you want your kid to get a good grade? All right, pay up. And then if they're like, well, you're expensive, it's like, yeah, you could go pay someone else, but they're not going to guarantee that they're going to hit at least 100 points. So it's totally your call. And they don't know the 23 formulas. Is there anything else that you can throw in there that makes you different? Is there anything special you teach? Any special teaching method, methodology? Because do remember, they're not just hiring you. They're looking at you versus every other SAT prep option.
Yeah. I don't really have anything off the top of my head for that one.
Okay, so that's what your 3 pillars need to be. So the next thing then is, because you're just getting clients, is like, let's get on my computer. I want you to log into your Facebook and your Go High Level, and we're gonna go through your funnels. We're gonna have to go through stuff. Yeah, so I mean, big thing you need to do as a business owner is like, you always have to be thinking in your ads, in your marketing, in your funnels, why should they hire you versus someone else? And if you think about it, it's like, well, Jared, if there's 10 SAT prep people in the room, why would you hire someone? Because I think they'll get me a better test or a better price. So if we're trying not to fight on price, then what's the only other thing you can do? Give them a better result, right? If you could guarantee someone would get a perfect score by sleeping with cockroaches under their pillows, would they do it? Yes.
They would.
Right? They would, exactly. Okay, so first thing is like, let's just think organically. Okay, so you got Facebook, you got Instagram. So something that I think would be very easy for you to do is like, I think you're overthinking stuff. I don't think you need to go to like the SAT prep groups and stuff like that. Okay, so like, what if we did like San Jose? You're in San Jose, right? Okay, so instead, like maybe like post in here, right? This is like a very unassuming group. So we can click join group, okay? See if they got rules. Where's the rules at typically? They have rules. Okay, no personal attacks. Okay, no hate, real news. Okay, so no garage sale posts. Okay, so like, for example, if you were in here, something that I think you could easily do is say, hey guys, question, I'm from San Jose and got whatever score on my SAT and whatever. I'm curious, I'm looking to tutor some more students. Do you guys have any recommendations on best way to do that? Or something like that. And like all these parents in here who are in San Jose, for example, and it doesn't even have to be San Jose. I mean, you could do anywhere. But like, I would try to find less assuming groups. Do you understand what I'm saying? Versus like, here's what you're doing, SAT prep. And then you're coming to all these groups that are getting slammed probably, right?
Yeah.
So I would try, first off, is like, all these groups are great because they're all adults. All adults have kids. So I would start there. Now, the other thing you could do is you could be on Instagram, right? And you could look for hashtags of let's test it out real quick. So, okay, so the first thing is like, my guess is like you haven't done anything like that. My guess is you're going to all these types of groups, correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so stop going to these groups, okay? The other thing too is like, let's click on some of these and see what the rules are. Okay, so we got...
I've also been joining like, parent groups and stuff like that, like parents with high school kids, stuff like that.
So like it looks like you were in these groups and they booted you out possibly.
Yep.
Okay. So yes, you're just doing a straight pitch, bro. That's the problem. You're doing a straight pitch. So what I would do is, you're just doing a straight pitch. No one's going to want you in their group. Okay. So instead of doing that, you need to learn how to post like a normal human. Okay. Like nobody wants to be pitched. Okay. So you're back in there now, it looks like. Okay. All I'm saying is like, don't be so quick to abandon stuff. Like you can easily be like Houston, like community, like Houston, Texas community. And you can come in here and you go to groups and it could be like North Houston Business Network Day. Like there's a million things you can do, bro. Or like you could be like Houston parents. There's 3,000 people in here. And like you can literally just go in and be like, yeah, I'm just asking for advice. Then what happens is people will comment and stuff and then you can start conversations with the parents and book calls. There's only 2 ways to get leads, right?
Right.
Free, ads. If you're gonna do it for free, then you can do Facebook groups typically, or you can do IG. So if you're on IG, you go to search, we could do like, so then you can start going through some of these and maybe you'll see if there's like, this may be a bad hashtag, right? But these are hashtags, right? And you can start finding hashtags that like fit your demographic, for example. You know what we should do? We'll do this on the phone after. Okay, so we'll just do this on the phone. But like the first thing is like, if I were you and I'm trying to find parents, like just type in different cities in the country with parents and be like, hey, so my name's Jared and I graduated at the top of my class or whatever and this and that. that, I'm looking to tutor more students who need SAT with guaranteed results. Do you guys have any tips or know of any groups of where I could, and then what will happen is people will see that, and then you'll probably have parents comment, and you can reach out to those parents.
Yeah, so it's less pitchy.
Well, yeah, like you're just literally doing a pitch. Like that's trash. That's trash. And you can try it in a few groups, but the thing that I'm trying to get you to do is like, if you want to run ads, that's fine. But really, so far you've gotten zero benefit, and it's like, imagine if it was all free. Well, you would have made at least about 2 G's, like, or 1,500. That's better, even if it's slower, because like you can't win on that. Okay, so that's the first thing is like, I would recommend you do this before we wrap up. I'll also get you on Instagram. T, can you throw my phone, please? Is it over there? Okay, so we'll do that in a second. Okay, so then the next thing is, what is this here? This is your Go High Level?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at your funnels. Okay, thank you. Okay, which funnel is it?
This one's for the $19 voucher. That one's for the masterclass that I'm doing.
So let's see what you got. Okay, so you got a landing page. Okay, what's wrong with this landing page?
I couldn't tell you.
Is that your number?
Yeah.
Okay, it's way too long. Okay.
Okay.
Way too long. Okay, did you make this?
I did.
This is terrible. Okay.
Okay.
So the good news is we can fix it. All right. So what is the number one rule with the opt-in page? Let's see if you know.
I think it's like the longer it is, the more qualified the lead, but the shorter it is, the more likely people are going to fill in the form.
It needs to be above the fold. Okay, above the fold means when I see the page, that's what's above the fold. Below the fold means I have to scroll.
Okay.
So below the fold. Your button is so far down here, dude. Holy, no one can even see it. So all you need to do on this page is, what is the main thing that they're going to get out of this? All this other shit is that you don't need all this stuff. Okay. So I'm not going to save anything because this is your shit. It's your business. It's not mine, but I'm just going to delete some stuff and I'm going to show you what I would do.
Okay.
So this is above the fold. Okay. Meaning that now I can actually see what's going on. Okay. So I'd say the step-by-step framework I used to get 700 plus score on the SAT. What else? Did you graduate top in your class, or did you go to a great school, or?
Yeah, graduated magna cum laude.
So like something like that, bro. And then like this page is kind of ugly, but it's fine because it's your first one. So it's like, this is all they care about. You see how it's above the fold now? So like, this is how I would make your page. Okay, and that's ugly as shit. So what you do is you come here, and I can save it if you want. If you want to not save it, we can. But do you see the difference? Discover the step-by-step framework I use to get a 700 plus math score on the SAT and graduate magna cum laude in my class. Do you see the difference? Because that's all they care about. All that other shit you put is just hurting your opt-in rate for sure. Okay, that's what I would do if I were you.
Okay.
Are we clear on that?
I'm clear.
Okay, let's go back real quick. Just gonna leave it. Page doesn't have to be pretty. Okay, like people will freak out about opt-in pages and all this stuff when you're a beginner. It's like, it doesn't have to be pretty. Let's look at your stats though. Okay, 35% opt-in rate. I'm even shocked you have that because it's so ugly and it's so long. So like when we go back, I want you to understand the biggest issue is not like what you have. The biggest issue is this. There's way too much scrolling. If you're worried, do a variation with mine. I bet you mine will beat yours. Okay. All right. Then they get the thank you page. Where's the masterclass?
Masterclass is a live, so I'm dropping it on December 1st. So I'm doing like a live class.
So you don't have any video. Why don't you just make a VSL, bro? Like why the f do you not have a video where they can just book a call?
I do. It's on the other funnel.
Okay.
So
I would recommend that you just have a video away from them to book a call, because all you're doing is you're creating friction.
Okay.
So you can do the live if you want, but dude, like, I mean, they pretty much log in, they come here, it's hard to scroll down, then they scroll down, they come to this page, you have no video. Why, like, and there's no way to book a call. Why the f not? Don't you want them to book a call?
Yeah.
Well, then why don't you have a way from a book a call?
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that does.
Okay, let's go to the second one. Okay, I like this, good. Okay, same thing. Don't ever do this. Just do full name or don't do anything.
Okay.
That's a nightmare. Like, or just do first name.
Okay.
Because you're just adding another field.
Friction.
Yeah, take that out. Okay, so if I was on this page, same thing. It's not above the fold. Because you see how it's not above the fold? See the same problem? You're going to kill your opt-in rates. It's okay, you can see it a little bit here, but you can't see it on the computer screen. So this is better. It's a little better just because like that's okay. That can work. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know how much this picture actually helps anyways. So we go padding bottom. Okay, so that's a little better. Okay, you could also just make this a little smaller, like that. See how it comes above the fold? That looks way better. Okay.
Yeah.
This also could be a little smaller. Go like this. Okay, could pull this up more. It's called padding. See how it, just do that. Okay, so you see how that already looks a lot better. It's a lot easier for them to grab. Okay, let's go back to the desktop. Let's look at your desktop size. Most people will be on desktop, so it's fine. Okay, so there's that. All right, so we come here, then they're gonna log in. Okay, so you see this is better. So keep in mind, it's fine to run ads, but you got to have your ads be profitable. And you can't win off $400 unless they're paying that monthly. Is that monthly or is it total?
No, like that's recurring. So that's not their lifetime. They typically buy more than one.
I don't understand what that means. Is it recurring or not?
Yes. So
So is it 400 a month or not? Yes or no?
yes, 400 a month.
500 a month? Yes or no?
Yes, as long as it's within the 10 sessions. Yeah.
What does that mean?
So it's like they do 2 weeks. So yeah, it is every month. And so far,
All right, have you set it up on recurring?
no, I just sent them an invoice.
From where?
Stripe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if that's on recurring, that's better. That does work. But you got it. Like, what's the total deal package, bro? What is the price for the program? The total
2,000.
price.
2,000.
Okay, so I just want to be clear. When you ran the ads, did you sell them a $2,000 package or did you sell them a $400 package?
No, 400. That one I did the $400.
Okay. What about the 500?
500 as well.
Okay, so that's it. That's all. Like, I'm getting lost here. You just said that they're gonna pay you more, but you're saying that that's not what you sold. So did they pay? Are they gonna pay $2,000 when they're done, or are they gonna pay 400?
They'll pay $2,000 by the time they're done.
How do you know that? Is it an agreement? Did you sign an agreement?
It's verbal.
Bro, if they charge back on you, you're gonna lose. You realize that, right? Why aren't you doing the stuff that you already know you should be doing? Like, why aren't you doing the stuff you did with us?
You're right. No excuse for that.
I mean, it's your business.
Yeah.
Okay, you spent $800. Did these pay you 400? Did they agree to 400 and they've already paid 400? Or did they agree to pay 2,000 and they've paid you 400? Is there any signed agreement? Is there anything, or is this just, oh, they said they're gonna pay more, but I don't really know?
No, there's no sign agreement.
Right, so it's just kind of, they may pay you more, they may not.
Yeah.
Right.
So they paid because they couldn't pay it all at once. So they said, okay, we'll just do 400 right now.
Right, but did you guys, what was the total price on the call that you dropped?
I dropped 2K.
Okay, so are these all 2K deals?
Yes.
Okay, so that's completely different than what you told me before. So if this is a 2K deal, then that means they owe you $1,600 more and they owe you $1,500 more. Is that the agreement you have over 4 months, or what is it?
That's over agreement over a period of three anywhere between 3 to 4 months. So that top guy.
Okay, so then what that means is if you spent $800 and you made 4,000, that's a totally different scenario, is it not?
It is, but it's like it's like just like with elite closers, right? Like these guys can, like, if they're paying
Yeah, they could technically drop
anytime.
out, but you also need to have agreements and you need to set up recurring charges. Okay, you can't just run your business off someone told you so. That's not gonna work. You need to have $2,000. You're gonna do 400 now, and so the money's coming in. You can't just have it like whatever you're doing. If that's the case, then that's a 4x ROI. You're doing great. If that's not the case, then that's a 1x ROI. You're doing horrible. Do you see how that completely changes things?
Yes.
So let's come to this page.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mess with your page that much. Okay, so let's just look at if your shit's above the fold. Okay, so again, you want your stuff here above the fold. You see how ugly this is?
Yeah.
It's not above the fold. So, okay, so you want like that. This part you need a lot smaller, okay? And then I wouldn't even have this arrow. Did you put that arrow here?
Yeah, I did.
This part here, you need a little bit more padding. Okay, padding is see how you don't have any padding? So you just go like this, okay? And then you need this. It's gonna be a little padding. Okay. For parents whose child struggles in SAT math, here's how we help struggling students improve their SAT score 100 plus points, which is great. And so you already knew this, but you're not using them in pillars. You need to. Okay, better. Do you want me to save it or no?
Please.
Okay, so save it. Okay. All right, so that part's good. So then once they apply, so go back out. Yeah, so I mean, dude, all you need is you need a very small DocuSign account. You can use one of the agreements that we had in Elite Closers. We could send it to you. You can use that to start. Doesn't matter. Get people, because bro, that 4,000 is a lot different than 400.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I understand.
Okay, so then they book a call. I don't know why I have this calendar page.
That's so that when they click on it, they can book a time.
Let's see how this works. Is this Calendly or what is it? Oh, it's in Elite 360. Okay. So let's just say you can delete it. So let's just say I book one. Okay. You have no application, it looks like, right?
It's on the next page, the survey.
Why don't you do the survey with Typeform and then just have a book from there or something?
I actually don't know how to set it up. This was given in there, so
okay. Got it. So you're kind of using what you got. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I wouldn't say that. Leave this. Can you leave this open-ended?
I can try. I don't know. I don't know if I can, but if I will.
You want to leave this open-ended because the problem is like
Same thing with the Elite 3 closers.
yeah, it's the same. Yeah, so we've actually since you left, we've been making a lot more money, and part of it was like we just didn't have all the sales guys are not that good, but we got good sales guys as well now, like the whole team. And then the second thing is that on the application we say, can you spend at least $5,000 or more over 6 months with 20% down? Because we're like, this isn't what you want. Like you want people who got money, so the best way is like you just leave it open-ended. So you say, I would even say, what are you willing to spend on tutoring per month? You could even say like, what's your occupation? Or you could say, you can even just say like, are you willing to invest into tutoring if we can guarantee your child will get, 100 points more on their math section or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. The only downside to like what you're doing is that you're not doing all the sections, you're only doing math, right? I'm sure someone could give you that objection. Okay, so that's the only thing I would change there is leave it open-ended.
Okay.
So like, what are you willing to spend on tutoring or whatever else? And then here, you should have homework videos like we did with the Elite CFs.
Yeah, I'm intending to do that.
Okay, so let's look at your stats on this. Let me go back here just real quick. This is harder for people to get through. You're getting a lot of drop off. So this lead magnet, you actually have a decent, I don't know how your opt-in's that good because your other stuff is trash. And then, yeah, you're getting a lot of drop off. So like out of all the people who see the page, that's fine. So about 19, that's a good rate who are booking. And then some of them are falling off to the survey page. And then you got 3 to the thank you page. Okay, so you're getting a lot of drop off. I prefer, if you can, on this page where they click, it goes to Typeform, and then the Typeform can redirect to the thank you page. I don't think you need all these, or your Typeform could redirect to the calendar page, and then the calendar page could go to the
So the Typeform is like essentially the survey page?
Yeah, so instead of here on this page where they click book a call and it goes here, it would take them to a Typeform. The Typeform they'd fill out, which is your survey page, and then once they do that, then it could take them to the calendar.
Okay.
It's fine right now. Like this is not terrible. Your opt-in rates are actually pretty good, surprisingly. 35% is decent. And then 19% of them are getting to the calendar page, which is pretty good. I think that's accurate, right? So no, it's not. It's a lot less than that. So you're getting a lot of drop off.
I mean, maybe my book a call page was pretty ugly.
So if you had 799 people, let's see, so 32 divided by 799, that's less than 4%. That's not very good. You want to get, well, yeah, I mean, you preferably want to get 10%. So that's not nearly good enough. So your book a call page is the VSL page. Your VSL page isn't very good because you got to give a presentation on that. That's your presentation.
Okay.
So you're like, hey, if you're here, your child isn't doing very good or you want them to do better on the SATs, I'm going to show you why people work with me, why their students get such great results, and how I can guarantee they'll get at least 100 points on the thing. Like if you come look at your steps here with the VSL page, you can look at a lot of stuff we did Elite Closers for guidance, dude. Like look at what is this? Let's see.
This message is for parents who have a child who's struggling in the SAT math section. My name is Jared, and I've helped hundreds of students improve their grades and significantly boost their SAT math scores. Most parents think that, the best way to get their child a better score is by having them do more problems, watch more videos, right? Or they just send them off to a math tutoring center. Now, we both know that none of these options end up working out for your child in the long run. Now, if you're like most parents who want to see their child be a more confident student and help them get into a better college, then this is exactly what you need. Geometry Gurus is the place that hundreds of parents trust to help their child fill in the gaps and boost their confidence in the SAT math section. Now, we make it easy for your child because we spend the most of our time helping your child feel motivated, helping them feel accomplished, and most importantly, be more confident. Basically, like I mentioned earlier, the way most parents try to get their child to succeed in the SAT is by having them do more work, right? So they end up working harder, not smarter, and then they just end up hating it all. The truth is, without the motivation and the confidence needed, they're going to spend days, weeks, maybe even months, pretty much going absolutely nowhere. Now, here's the good news. Once your child feels motivated, accomplished, and confident, he or she is going to actually enjoy studying for the SAT. Now, this way, there's not going to be any more fights at home, stressing about getting into college. And, you yourself, you're not going to feel, stuck, lost, or helpless, as a parent who wants the best for their child. Best of all, though, you'll be able to see your kids getting results with Geometry Gurus in 30 days or less. Now, to reiterate, if you're a parent whose child is under
this isn't good. The reason it's not good is like if you go to Elite Closers and you look at this, it's like,
all right, welcome to the stream.
It's like a whole
on
presentation.
How you can replace your corporate job as a remote setter or closer and make between $5,000 to $30,000 plus a month, depending which company hires you. Okay, now before I get into the stream, I first want to show you that this is something from experience. I actually run a $70 million plus company.
Like follow more of this framework. Like start off like, hi, my name is Jared. I'm going to show you how your child can get a 700 score plus whatever or better. Now first, I graduated cum laude whatever. whatever, and I had a 700 plus on my SAT score. Show some proof.
On the far left, that's Fitwear LLC. That's our legal entity. 2 years later, because of tax reasons, we had to change. Basically, when our merchant accounts, we had to create a VCO, so that's our DBA. And then the about today.
And then I'm like, I'm showing proof. I am who I say I am.
As high as
Right?
$30,000 good to go. Now, what I'm going to show you quickly.
Okay, and then I start showing like, now look, here's how most SAT companies coach your student. This is why it's okay? Now, what we do, like you're not doing anything. You're just basically sitting there, you're like, hi, my name's Jared. And like, we already know that like your student doesn't get any results, but I'm way different. And it's like, how are you different? You didn't show anything. That video is terrible.
Okay.
Right? So what I want you to do is like, look at this video and just follow the frameworks. You don't even have to do anything crazy, bro. Just like, you can literally just follow the frameworks. And what I do is I basically come in and I show you and I'm like, this is exactly how it works. So then like what you can do too is like, so the first thing I do is this and this, and this is what, and like what you can do as you're doing the presentation is you can literally show like, here's what most people do, here's what we do. So what most people do for the support, you look at your pillars. The pillars is what you do in your presentation. The pillars is what you do on the sales call. The pillars is what you do in your marketing, right? So you're totally just missing the mark. Now you're new to business, so like this is a big shift for you because you're going from just a sales rep to being like the whole brains of the system. But like your video is not good. And I would just follow this for guidance. Like you don't have to go recreate the wheel. You just have to use what's available. So like you worked for us. It's like, this is a video we use. It's done pretty good. So why don't you just do that? Or you can also look at my other video here. You can go to elitecos.com, right? So if you go here, we have another video, right? So you could come here and you can watch this video, right? And then just like follow the framework. And like I can give you the framework if you want. So what I'll do is I sent way back some frameworks that you could like have the like I'll send you the here, hold on, where they'll probably be up here somewhere. All right, so like here's some PowerPoints, so you're not starting from scratch, and then go in there and like edit it and make the slides your own, but make like a presentation. Like you got to convince me. All you did is you're like, hey, like, do you have a student who does this? And it's like, yeah, and like that doesn't work, but like I'm way better, you should definitely click below. It's like, what the is that? Like that's not gonna do. That's not gonna do anything. You have to go through. So think about it. It's like you get on the video, you're like, the video should be your opt-in page. Your opt-in page is saying you can get them a 700 plus score. So make that the title of your PowerPoint, right? And then show some proof. You are who you say are. My name's Jared, and I graduated magna cum laude, and I had a 700 plus score. Boom. It's like, now what I'm gonna show you in this video is how your student can get the same thing without all the other bullshit you usually have to deal with. Now, the first thing that you're probably dealing with right now is all these essays, like, and then you just go and you basically pitch your pillars and you show them how you're gonna do it. Like, you don't show them the whole full thing, but like, go through and convince them that it's like, I'm the motherfucker guy. That video is not nearly good enough. So there's that. Next thing is like, so you have this. So there's nothing like that super huge stands out. The type form might be something you do, but the biggest issue is like, this video sucks and you're getting massive drop off. And how do I know? I mean, look at your stats. You're getting a 4% conversion rate. So from lead to calls, you want about 10%. This is 4. That's not nearly good enough. And then look how many people actually book a call. It's even less.
Right.
So your percentage rate from here to here, I mean, dude, like, and how many of those people actually showed up?
2.
So you have a 3, it's less than 1%. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, you're not even at a percent. So you're getting massive drop off. The reason you're getting massive drop off is you've made it way too complex. So for me, if I'm running straight to the lead magnet, they come in, they watch the VSL, and then they book a call. And then what I would do is have it go to a type form. The type form can actually redirect wherever you want it to. So you could have it redirect to the calendar page, then they fill that out, and then you could cut the survey. It doesn't matter, but like, you don't need all these pages. The biggest drop off is from here to here, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? You had 227 opt-ins. Then the people who come here, you had that many uniques, and then they're not booking calls. It's because your video sucks. Now you can call people as well, which I hope you're doing just like you did in Elite Closers, but you got to have a better video, dude. That video is just not going to cut it.
Okay.
So there's that. So far, it's like, if you're not running ads, I think you definitely need to do more Facebook groups in the way I said. If you don't want to do that, then we can go to hashtags. We're going to come back to that at the end because I got to do it on my phone.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions about the funnels or anything I've shown you here?
That's a lot of info.
So the next thing is then your automations. Do you have automations right now where they're going to leads?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So the lead magnet, this gets added to my email list.
Okay. So where's your emails that go out?
Next page. Welcome sequence.
Okay. Wait 2 minutes. Okay. Are you pushing them back to
Book a call page.
Why would you push them back to your book a call page?
Because what do you mean by that? That's where the VSL is.
I mean, it's okay, but I mean, I'd probably just put the link to book a motherfucking call here.
Okay, so like just straight up to the calendar.
Probably. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not like, oh my God, this is so bad. But the other thing too is like, I'd probably have more emails if you can. And then you're gonna wanna call more people, but your VSL is not very good. Okay. The other option, Jared, is we ran all our ads to Messenger. You could do that. So you could have conversations with people if you feel confident.
That's the $19 voucher when that one does go straight to Messenger. Go to the automations. So, I mean, if you go into my ads manager, it's like they text me 19 or whatever, right? They respond to my ad and then I have conversations with them in there.
But then where do they go after that? So they click on your ad, they come into Messenger, and then what? Nothing?
We have a conversation and then
That's it?
Yeah, I get them on a phone call. Then and then I send over an invoice. They pay the invoice.
Okay. So, all right, dude. All right. Who's running the ads? You or someone else?
I am.
Okay. So what did you start running first? It looks like
That's the lead magnet that you saw, the 23.
Which one?
That one, the phase 1.
this one?
Yeah, that is the one with the book.
Okay. So I'm not a huge fan of leads. Why aren't you doing sales?
I don't know. That's all I knew how.
So yeah, why not do sales? Do you pick the website?
Yeah.
Which one is it? This one?
Uh.
So I would try sales. I would try sales because unless there's something I'm missing, let me double check. Yeah, I mean you ultimately want sales. You don't want leads. So I would split test that
Okay.
to see if you get any better results. Because like if I look, you don't really care if you get leads, right? Like you want.
I want sales. Yeah.
It's like let's look at leads. The one you did. So you did leads. Continue. Next. See what I mean? Like I don't know. That might be something to test.
Yeah, I'll split test
That
that.
might be something to test. So we're gonna get out of that real quick. So you're basically running leads and sales, or you're running leads and engagement. So this one here, let's see what you're running it to. Let's see what you're doing.
I killed
Okay.
that for now.
Yeah. Well, why don't you just turn it off? Why is it at $1?
Just in case I want to put it back up again, because I put more money to do the master class.
Okay. So here's the first thing: 18 to 65. What? Why?
I figured Facebook would just filter out the
Facebook.
rest.
No. Okay. So you want parents, dude. So how old do you think the average parent
35.
is that's gonna be? Okay. So let's do 35 to what?
Maybe 50.
Okay. So you gotta be really on top of this. Sorry, I'm not mad at you. I just like want you to win. All right, dude, Jared. You know what would be a good interest to target? How about parents?
Yeah, that was the next one I was gonna test,
What do you mean the next one you were gonna test?
because my mastermind targets parents right now with teens.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
So the master class, sorry, not mastermind, sorry. The master class that I'm running it to parents. So I was gonna.
I know it's
so
just like you need parents in general. Like this doesn't work if people who are seeing it are not parents. So like, what's the demographic or what is the interest? You said you're running it to parents. What did you type in?
Parents said with teens. I should say.
I mean, I don't see that anywhere.
I don't know why it's not showing up.
Anyways, like I'll just leave this one for now minus the other stuff, but it's like get the right age, okay? Like parents who actually are gonna have kids are gonna probably be in this range, who are in high school, right? Might even be, I mean, like at the max, bro. I mean, 35, it might even be older. I mean, it might be closer to like, probably should say like 60, right? So 35 to 60 US, and then you're picking all these things like, I don't know why, like what are these, like a bunch of learning academies?
Yeah, these are my competitors.
All right. So let's publish that. So you have a way better demographic now. Okay. Then we can go to your ads. Let's see what we got in your ads.
I'll just add parents in later. It's
Yeah.
there.
I mean, but I mean, like you got a great click through rate. 2% is high. You're not tracking any of your ads, are you?
What do you mean?
Where's your ad sheet? Do you have an ad sheet?
Yeah,
that
my
you're
KPI
tracking?
sheet, I have it.
Okay. So it's just not here. Okay. So why didn't you run these at all?
I did. That one won by a landslide.
What? Like in a different one?
No. Like in this campaign, like Facebook just stopped spending on these two and just threw it all in that one. So I just turned those two off.
I only spent a cent though, bro.
Yeah, I know. Like it ran for like.
Because yeah, but what you got to do is you got to manually turn it off and then let those run. If you put ads in here, you're not going to be able to accurately split test that way. Facebook's going to just basically whatever's getting all the clicks, it's going to send all the money there. So what I'd recommend you do is if you really want to test these, you turn this off, you turn that on one by a time, and you let it get a little bit of spend. I usually just do one ad and one ad set. Don't do it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see what your text says. Okay, it's a good ad. Okay, good. It's a solid ad. Okay, good.
If your child is struggling in the SAT math section, then watch this video. 95% of all students don't even know the 23 essential formulas to scoring above a 700 on the SAT math section. That's why I created the complete SAT math formula cheat sheet so your child can find.
Dude, why don't you just do some text that says, I will guarantee your child improves their math score on the SAT by 100 points or more, or you get your money back. Why don't you just say that? This isn't bad. I'm just saying, like, remember, all they care about is, does this child get the result? And all they want to know is this kid gonna fuck me? That's all they care about. All the other stuff is fluff. These are not that bad though.
All of these formulas in one place. And the best part is, I'm giving it away for absolutely free. I guarantee that if you use my guide, your child will improve their score by 100 points or better in 30 days or less. All you need to do is click the download button beneath this.
Okay, so and then once they get that, what's your goal? So let's say I'm the student or I'm the parent. I download this, and then what?
You use it to study, and then I just call them like as they come into they come into my.
And what is it though? Like what's in there?
What's in
Yep.
that?
Yep.
There's 23 formulas with examples and how to use the formulas.
Who came up with this copy? Did you?
No,
Who wrote it?
some dude on YouTube.
Okay. So I would split test this with like I literally just put in there. I will guarantee your student gets 100 plus points. Improves their SAT score by 100 plus points, or you don't pay. Like,
Okay,
like
so an actual offer ad.
yeah. I mean, you can also give away the. I mean, that's what you put in the headline.
Actually, wait, I wrote this copy. The other copy, the voucher, the one that for the $19 voucher, yeah, that guy wrote. But this one I wrote.
So overall, that's fine. Your biggest issue is the VSL.
Okay.
And then the other issue would just be that, like, it sounds like you're off to a decent start. But the other thing too is then like I would try running ads to DM and see if that's better than running straight to page. Straight to page can work, but it's also can be harder. Okay. So this one here, your cost is way higher, right?
That one is that's
the messenger one.
Yep.
Okay. So are you running the ads yourself?
Yeah, all this ad is the account I run.
Okay. So you need to turn this off, dude. Holy look what you're doing. $69? Are you crazy? Look, what the are you doing? Turn it the off. Turn it off. Holy turn it off. You got to look at last 7 days. Look, in the last 7 days, you've spent $69 and gotten one lead. Does that help you?
No.
I don't think so. This one's at 17. You got to watch this. Okay. So let me come in here. Let's see what you're doing. Okay. Now, why are you running it to Facebook only? Why don't you run it to your Instagram too? Is there any reason for that?
I think it's because I made that Instagram after I started running the ads.
Okay. So you could split test running to Instagram and Facebook and see what's better. Okay. We don't want all languages. We want English, dude. Please. English. Okay, much better, 30 to 65. I probably would stop at 65 only because it's at 60. Okay, it looks like you're doing the same targeting. Let me see.
Yeah, for this campaign I was.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why the are you doing the same targeting in two ad sets? What's the difference?
Do
you just have different ads?
The creative.
Okay, that makes more sense. But instead of doing that, why don't you just put all the ads in the same ad set and then you just turn them on one at a time and see what does better? It's the same thing, but the other thing too is like you need to also test different audiences. You're just doing all the same.
So the way I was taught was like if you turn them on within the ad set, it like kills the momentum. Is that
Not necessarily, dude?
Okay.
Not necessarily. That's not true. Okay. So yeah, don't be a ding dong. Now this is a lot lower CTR. So part of like what I would ask you is, well, why are you running different ads than the other ones? The other ones were working a lot better.
This one was just straight from my offer.
So what happens once they come in?
They go through a trial session. If they like it, then I get them on a real sales call.
Okay, I don't get it. So what do I get? $19 voucher for what? I'm confused. What is this?
So you know how I told you usually it's $50 for a group session, right? The voucher is so that you can get your first session for $19.
It's like a free session.
Pretty much.
And how's this gone so far? Not good.
I only had 2 people get the vouchers and one person.
But what do you do? You call them?
Yeah. So then we chat on Messenger, and then I can just like.
Why don't you just have them book a call or like I don't know? It's just like all you're gonna do is reach out, and then what do?
I eventually make it so that we can get onto a phone call.
Meaning what?
Like with your setters.
But why don't you? I know, but why don't you just say like, "Hey, Tanner, thanks for reaching out. Book a call here to access your $19 voucher off your first session or something." Like, why are you making it so much friction? Because then if they do, great. If they don't, you can go and you can message them, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right. So why are you doing so much though too? The thing too, dude, is like you do a lot of stuff, and it's a lot easier if you just stay kind of focused.
Okay.
Right. So this is your voucher shit. Who are you getting all these ideas from?
YouTube.
So what I would recommend you do is if you want to test this properly, what you're basically going to have to bank on is you give them a voucher for their first session. They use it, right? You get on a call, they use it. You're like, cool. So it's $50 for a session. For your first one with that, it's $31. And then if that session goes well, then you upsell them, right? And then you upsell them to one of your packages. Is that your mindset behind this? Okay. So that's the only way that's going to work. Okay. So these are doing decent. You're not getting a great click-through rate, but your messaging cost is decent. The only thing I would do is just just make sure they have a place to book a call because you're gonna have to get on a call, right? So then I'd be like, cool, please book here for your 15-minute call for your student. And then dude, make sure all your language is for the parents.
Yeah.
Okay. Just take that out. Just be like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Please book a 15-minute call here to use your voucher. The team will respond shortly if you have any questions, like something like that. Because all we want to do is get them on a quick call and say, hey, it's $50. So all I would need is it's your first session, $19 off. If that goes well, we'll talk about working further together. If not, you get a cheap session.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's all you need to do. And then if the session goes well, then you reach back out to the parent and say, hey, I met with John. I think John did really well. I'd really love to talk to you about like, getting on a 6-week program. And then from there, you're able to upsell. That's the only way that this would work. The whole point is like you're kind of putting it out there and then they use it and then you're able to upsell.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have a way for them to book a 15-minute call straight away so you don't have to do a bunch of bullshit. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay. And then the other part is just like, don't be doing too much, dude. Like, so like, let's go here and look at your thing. So like, let's look at your last 7 days. Okay. So this is really cheap. Like, here's the thing. If you're getting leads this cheap, it either means your quality is really bad or you also have a really VSL or both. Like when you call these leads, like, are they parents? Are they good? Like, what happens?
Yeah, I do get parents, but then the trust factor is in there.
Meaning?
I mean, they're just like, oh, it's like, I kind of just wanted to download the thing, wasn't really looking for tutoring, But they are parents.
Okay, so then maybe something you do is instead of like offering the download, you change your ads where it's like, hey, like, well, let me show you how I got a 700 plus score on my math test and graduated magna cum laude. On the next page, I'll show you a training, and you just push to the training because like downloads are fine unless they just want free.
Yeah.
You understand? Then it's actually going to hinder you, right? So if they're getting in there, oh, I just wanted the download. The bad part is then like you're not actually getting the result you want. So that's something to look at. But are you getting parents on the phone?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So I guess my question is, so the master class that I'm going to be doing on the first, right? I mean, I was going to record that and then use that as my quote unquote training anyway.
Okay, so come here real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so like this is a $4 lead. These other ones have spent a little bit, but more than likely like this is going to be the best one. Yeah, these ads are fine. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with the ads. I just think, like, you got to look at your follow-up process you got to fix the VSL first off.
That's going to be my number one priority.
VSL's got to get fixed. You've got to get a couple of these people on the phone. So if you're not getting people on the phone, we have to figure out why. And then we got to figure out where the best leads are coming from. The thing I don't like about what you're doing is you're doing so much that you don't really even know what's working the best. Like if you turned these off and you just did this, see how that works. Okay, that doesn't work. Then you could try the voucher. That doesn't work. Then you can go here. This is by far your cheapest traffic. But like, do you know where your 2 sales came from? Do you know which campaign?
Yeah.
Which one?
One came from this one.
This one?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I have them tagged in my
Okay.
my CRM.
Okay. What did the other one come from?
The other one, so one of them was organic, and the other one was from a different like free ad site.
Okay. So you're just doing a lot of stuff. The biggest issue I saw was like your stuff isn't above the fold. You've already given up on organic, which I don't think you should. You're already going straight to ads. What are you spending on ads per day? $30 a day. You're also not spending hardly any money. So it's just like, it's going to take forever anyways. Like typically I don't tell people to spend money on ads unless you can spend $100 a day. 30 a day is not bad, but it's like, you're only going to spend what, $1,000 a month, pretty much, which is not a lot of money. So it could take you like all month to get a client. So like, I think in between here, you're calling people and then you're trying to do organic outreach. Okay. Like I would really do that. Just keep it simple, bro. Like stupid simple. Simple scales, fancy fails. The advice I gave you already on your funnels, you got that. So like keep stuff above the fold, make a better presentation. I sent you this stuff for the presentation. I also sent you editing files for the PowerPoint. For this, okay, for the SAT math sheet, this part's fine. Now keep in mind, if you want to test the ads, if you're gonna put multiple ads in an ad set, you gotta turn this ad off and test these other ones. But right now your issue is your VSL. You got to get more people to book from there, and then you got to try to get more people to pick up. Right. Okay. So that's on that funnel. The voucher, change the message, right? So like have a place for them to book a call, and then the whole point of the voucher is they get in. You're like, hey, look. So what I'm going to do is like give you one session. If it goes well, we can talk more about working with your child longer. If not, it's a lower barrier of entry. That's the whole point of a voucher. Voucher just gets them in the door, and then you can upsell them on more stuff. You can even try to upsell them on like your whole high ticket program. I don't know. I mean, but more than likely, my guess is like you get them in for that, they get like a session, then you're going to try to upsell them. Was that the plan?
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah. So make it easier on yourself where they can book calls like automatically. So you see this, like, hey Tanner, thanks for clicking. Go ahead and book in a call to access your free voucher. And then like if they do it, great. If they don't, go back in there and say, hey, saw you clicked on the ad. Just want to see if you had any questions. Like, don't do this. and does nothing.
Okay.
Okay. And then finally on this download stuff, where does this one go? By the way, yeah, so this one goes to your other funnel.
Yeah.
By the way, usually learn more does the best. So you're picking all these different buttons, just do learn more. Usually does the best. Okay. So what I would probably recommend is if that download, so like based on this, you've ran most of your money to the download.
Yeah, that's the first thing I tested.
So you've ran most of your money to the download. That's fine, okay? But if you're getting all these leads, but then they're like, oh, I just wanted the free download, that's not the goal we want. The goal we want is they book a call. So what you might do is stop running all these downloads and test the masterclass. To me, the masterclass will make the most sense because you're showing them a video and you're getting them any data, and then you're like, hey, you want to buy something, here you go, right? So anyways, I hope none of that got you confused. That's all my advice. Do you have any questions?
No. I'm compartmentalizing it right now. So yeah, my question is
Because the issue with this is if they're just like, oh, well, I just wanted a free cheat sheet.
Yeah.
That's great if you give them a cheat sheet, but like you can't make it all about the cheat sheet. It's like what you would do is they'd opt in, they get the cheat sheet, and then you're like, hey, so your cheat sheet's on the way to you, hope you guys enjoy it. The whole point of that is to give you guys such immense value that you want to work with me because that is just the beginning. So what I want to show you in this video, and then you do your presentation. You're like, what we just talked about. But the cheat sheet can't be the end all be all. The reason it is when you go through your funnel on the next page, you have nothing. It's like, all right, yeah, like enjoy your cheat sheet. So you gotta tell them like that's just the beginning. That's just the sampler. It's the appetizer. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So that is what you need to fix first. And then what I would also test is like you can run these ads to Messenger as well. So like remember, like if you had all these people coming in at $1 and you could talk to all those people, test that because it doesn't matter how it works, bro. It doesn't matter if you call them, doesn't matter if you message them. I know it's more work if you message them, but imagine if you had 231 people you could DM and talk to, you probably would have gotten more calls booked. Okay, so there's all that. The last thing I want to go through is like very quickly on hashtags. If you were gonna do hashtags on IG, like what you could do, for example, is you could go like this and you could do parents, like whatever, and you just type in parents, you go to tags, and then you could start going down. I'd probably do something better. I'd be like parents with kids, like parents with kids. Obviously teenagers is what we want, right? Okay, 100 posts. So like there's not a ton, but you could try to find hashtags this way. You're probably better off with Facebook groups with something like this.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the two ways to do it. And like what I like, for example, like when I was looking for like overweight individuals, I would be like fit mom. And then what I do is like obviously like she's in great shape. She's not looking to do stuff, but what I would do is I would scroll, and then once I'd see someone who I thought was like overweight, then I'd find them. Right. Okay. So let's just say she's overweight. So like, let's just say she was a lot overweight and she didn't have that. But like, okay, cool. And then I shoot a message and I start messaging them. Right. So there's a million ways for you to do it, but that's all my feedback for you. The good news is like you've taken a lot of action. You've figured more stuff out than most people that are beginners. Another thing you could do is like you could just do IG boosted posts. There's a lot of ways, but I think the most obvious thing that we want to do. Okay. So the first thing, do you know how to do text blasts and stuff like that?
From go high level?
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna wanna do a text blast, right? And then so here's a couple things, okay? So first, I would do Facebook organic community style, okay? Number 2, this is like optional, so I'm gonna put optional. You could do like IG boosted posts, okay? Number 3, make VSL. Okay, I sent you an email with all those things. Try to follow it, dude. First off, my name's Jared. Let me show you the proof. Here's my certification. I graduated magna cum laude. Here's my SAT score. Like show them that like you're the man, right? Use these 3 pillars up here that I gave you. That's what you're gonna use in your marketing. That's what you're gonna use in your sales calls. That's what you're gonna use in your videos. This being the most important point, and this is like your mechanism. So it's like, this is the thing that gets it to work. This is the result I'm gonna get for your students, okay? 4, like make sure emails are really good, like as good as they can be, all right? And then I would push straight to the calendar page. I wouldn't push them back. I mean, you can push them back to the video, but really at that point, they've already like seen that page. Yeah. So I'd probably just have them like book a call. Like, so we usually send a type form and then they book on the type form, okay? Number 5 is I would do like 1 text blast a month. Cause dude, you already have a couple hundred people. And then I would either do client results. So you show client results, or you do like re-offers, right? And dude, you can even do the voucher offer in there. You're like, hey, by the way, anyone who's like interested in this, here's a $19 voucher, just book a call here and I'll talk to you. Then on ads, just do 1 thing at a time. And then what I would do is test Messenger. I think Facebook Organic will work better for you because of your offer, okay? The thing is, dude, you're really smart, but it's like, I feel like you're an engineer, right? Like sometimes I feel like you get a little too crazy. It's just you're trying to go so fast, and it's like, bro, if everything that we talked about today, if you actually had these clients on a $2,000 deal and you knew the money was gonna come through and it was set up on recurring, by the way, use Wave. I don't know why you don't use Wave. Wave's great. And Wave is way better for chargebacks and recurring. So it's up to you, but like if you had spent $811 and these were $2,000 deals, both of these, then you're in a good spot. But because they're not, and it sounds like one of these really only came from ads, you've lost money on ads so far. So I'm like, why are you in such a rush to keep spending money? And the reason it's not working, in my opinion, it's either A, your VSL isn't very good, which it isn't. B, you're testing too much at once. Calm the down, test one thing at once. And then C, you need to also, I would test running it to Messenger. But it's like, you can't test everything all at once. Slow down, test one thing at a time. And then in the meantime, go on Facebook Organic and get some more sales so you can keep funding ads. What I think the biggest levers will be that you should focus on, and then we'll wrap up, is make the VSL. And then the next thing would just be like, make the VSL, see if that makes a difference. Then if not, test running the ads through Messenger and see if that works. And if I had to put money on it, my guess is the offer that's gonna work the best is the masterclass, because the download is probably gonna get a lot of freebie seekers. That's the downside of those things.
Yeah.
And the masterclass is gonna be more serious individuals. The voucher thing, like unless you wanna get on a bunch of 15-minute calls and do free sessions, I wouldn't do that to start. So more than likely, like if I was you, I would probably do the masterclass angle and chill on the other ones. Do you have any other questions or anything we didn't cover, anything that wasn't clear for you?
No, just one question. So how long would you consider a test run to be? Like let's say I fix the VSO. Let's say I make the VSO like that, right?
It doesn't take very long. I mean, so like, because then you need to know what numbers you're looking for. I think that's your other issue, is you don't really know what you're looking for. Do you know what your CTR should be?
Above 1%.
Okay. And then what should your lead cost be?
My lead cost for the masterclass, I don't know.
Okay. So typically I'd say below $10, which you're well below that. So you're doing great. What should your application cost be?
I don't know. I don't have the
Okay, well, it
details.
certainly is not 0.5%. Okay. So your issue right now is not the ads. The ads are working great because you're way above that, right?
Yeah, way above it.
Your lead cost is well below that. So that's good. What's your issue? It's your calls. If you've had 3 calls, so for $800, your calls are costing you like $275 and you're spending $30 a day. So it's taking you like 2 weeks to get 1 call. It's too long. So what do we need to do to fix that? VSL, and then we might want to run our ads to Messenger. Why? Because if they're not booking automatically, what else can you do? You can either call or you run the ads to Messenger. If you do that, you're good. Now your closing percentage isn't bad technically, but you're not getting enough money. So the other thing too, before we leave, is I want to make sure, what are you trying to sell it at?
I'm trying to sell at 2K.
Okay, don't sell below 1,500. And then you need to get them on commitments. So if they're like, oh, I can only do that, you're like, great. So what we'll do is we'll do a 3-month program, and then you give them X amount of coaching per month. That's fine. Yeah. But like you can't scale on ads if you're gonna only get that. Now, if you were getting this to start for a down payment, that's different. But if you're not getting them on 3 or 4 month contracts, that does not work. You will go broke.
Okay.
You'll get very frustrated. You do great, dude. It's just like sometimes you move too fast. Like it doesn't matter what works, it just has to work. Like it's even stressful for me to like go in, I'm like, God, he's got all these different ads and all this, like just do like one thing, make it really simple. And then the rest of the time reach out on organic and try to get clients that way.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game. Like organic is very simple. Organic typically the way it works is like if you have 100 combos, 30 respond, 5 calls, close 1 or 2. Right? And you're not really doing it. All you really did is you just hit your warm leads, which is like referrals. And that's not really outreach.
Yeah.
But overall, you're in a good spot. And just make sure you talk to the parents. All the language should be the parents, your child, your children, and then use your expertise. So they're like, well, I don't know. It's like, well, I graduated magna cum laude and I had a 700. And I have a guarantee. So it should be a very easy sell. He's going to do a quick recording. I'll be in the other room. And then when you're done, I'll come back out. And then, yeah.
Thanks, Tanner.
You good, dude?
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, buddy. You're a good kid.
I mean, I came in looking for a plan. I was thinking like a short-term plan. I was gonna I know exactly what I'm gonna do for the next 6 months. You know, I knew exactly what I was doing wrong, and like some things that like I thought were okay was like he was just like nah. And you know, I came for that, and that's what I got. So I feel like I learned so much today. It was a lot more than what I thought it was gonna be. To be honest with you, like he pulled stuff out of me. I was like, stuff that like I knew I needed to ask, but I didn't know how to ask, you know?
Like, and it just kept flowing. I felt like I was in a river, like no stops. Like everything just kind of like goes into another stream, and yeah, it's a great time.
Number 1 is fix that VSL, because you know, I shot that just to shoot it, you know, just so I had something there. And now I know exactly what I need to put in that to make it good. And then also just go hard in that organic outreach. You know, I think, you know, even when I was working with Tanner, he was telling me, he was like, dude, you need to slow down a little bit. Okay, you need to slow down, you need to like, you know, you keep complicating. So The thing that I'm probably gonna do the most is probably just slow down. Number one, don't forget your laptop. Come in here with the most open mind, you know what I mean, and like absorb everything. Next guy, just come in here just ready to, you know, go on that whiteboard. Thank you, Tanner. Okay, thank you, dude.